Okay, people, it's prediction time. Finally, we have gotten here. It's like 1 week until the second anniversary live stream when lots of stuff is going to be shown off. We're going to get the idea for how November is going to go, and this is the start of predictions. Main reason second anniversary is kind of a big moment for us. We get this essentially this big rush of new stuff that's potentially coming in, and if there were ever to be massive updates, they usually come around the time of the second anniversary. So I'm going to be breaking my predictions down into a couple of videos, also because of monetization. You got to monetize those dreams, kids. Anyway, in this one, we're going to be talking about game and Wotv stuff, because it's not just collaborations. The base game, War of the Visions, is likely to get a few things too. So we're going to be talking first and foremost about something that just dropped right before this video, right before I was starting to record this video, which is the producer's live letter. And most of it is kind of what you'd expect. Selection Quest for Earth will be getting expanded, some talking about Ranan, a few stuff about the new event and all of that. That's all really good. But I do want to show this off, which is basically the EX schedule for the month. And this is kind of interesting because you'll note the EX schedule, there's nothing for the fourth week. And I assume that's because there's something major coming with Anniversary. But for people who are interested, what we're going to be seeing here for the November EX schedule, Howlet is the only UR, Lorenzo for an SSR, and Marguerite will also be getting EX. But I assume that this has something to do with whatever their plans are, and it's interesting that, Sakura's not on this list, or, there's still a few EXs missing, so this is curious. We'll see what's going on here, but we'll talk about that. What is also interesting is we're getting a better idea of what will be a focus, because a series of new characters will also be getting a master ability level 2. So on the list, to mention the most notable ones, Oldoa, Eileen, shoutouts to our Eileen fans out there, Ziza, and Medina will also be getting a Master Quest level 2, and this is probably going to continue into the future with a lot of old units. And remember this, because this will be important for what I'm about to talk about. Also, there's other characters too, Zazen, Liar, who else? Beleo or whatever, and one more. But that, you know what, we're not here to just talk about the news. We're here to talk about what I expect for major additions going forward. We kind of have an idea for a lot of the announced stuff, but what unannounced stuff do I think we're going to see for War of the Visions? Well, I'm pretty much expecting a big Wotv character. I'm expecting a Mont-style character to come back in that has something to do with the main storyline. We have a lot right now with the Fest characters, which are, Warriors of the Crystal, and they've been getting a lot of attention. So I think it's about time that we got a story character to get a big upgrade as well. Mont, about 1 year ago now, got his upgrade into a better story unit. So I think we're going to be seeing that here. And I think it's going to have something to do with probably, in all honesty, Mashiri, because she is one of the units that really hasn't gotten any attention. I mean, Glassy got a 1.5 anniversary character. Mont's got his double cost UR. Stern has his. So if we're looking at characters in the story that, have been long since out of it, I think that it's about time that she got a bit of an upgrade. And I assume that it will be a pretty major upgrade as well. I think she'll be incredibly strong, maybe a next generation healer or something. But I'm expecting a big addition of a character that will be a super high tier target for anyone who likes Wotv characters and main story characters. I'm expecting something big. But that's not all. predictions video wouldn't be any fun unless we make some weird predictions. So my prediction has to do with selection quests, because selection quests have kind of a limited number of characters you can use. More recently, I think that water was one of the things, one of the selection quests where I'm just like, wow, there are just no characters here that you can use, or very close to no characters. And I think we're going to see a addition of multiple characters into a limited time pool. Like, essentially, like a limited pool in terms of their rarity. But I don't think that it's going to be too terribly much, but I am thinking it's going to be a lot of basic monsters. I think they'll be very limited in terms of their job scope. Like, they'll just essentially have a single job. They won't have any multiples or anything like that. So I'm going to say right now that I think that is what we are looking to get. A big addition to the lower tier unit pools with monster types, and this will also pave the way for into the future for us to see UR monster types as well. This is my weird kind of prediction, but I feel like SSRs, they don't just need Master Quest level 2, they need essentially something, some big boost for them. They need some new units, because at this point the pools are just a little bit too limited, and I feel like you could definitely throw in some stuff like, just trying to think, you could throw in these monster types and throw a little bit of oddballs and weird stuff and get a little more use out of the in-game monsters that we constantly face. I don't think that there'll be anything too terribly impressive, but I think it's about time that some of the lower tier got a little bit of attention. So make it happen. All right, but not just with characters, here comes another prediction. I think we're going to see a brand new equipment slot. The 4th equipment slot. Like right now we only have 3, but this could easily be expanded. And I think it's about time that we saw another equipment slot. Now, what I'm about to say is probably not going to be super popular, but I think we should see the Super Trust Mastery slot. If I'm taking a guess about what is if you were to create a new piece of equipment, what would you actually end up doing? I feel like it would be the Super Trust Mastery. Out of all the things that it could potentially be, that's kind of the thing that's the most logical step, because that was a thing in Brave Exvius, and this game is not, if not just like the Alchemist Guild, it's also very, 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 very much taking after Brave Exvius. So I think that Super Trust Masteries are a thing that's going to happen for a lot of these characters, and it's going to have to deal with our next upgrade, because most of the EXs are done at this point. There really isn't that much in terms of units that don't have their EXs. So time to introduce something new, and yeah, a lot of people have guessed what it could end up being. Is it going to be like, for instance, is it just going to be your main job goes up to level 30 now, or level 35, or something like that? Or is it going to be a sub job that gets increased? Both are potentials. I'm going to say that I probably think it will end up being, I think it's going to be a sub job increase, and that will unlock the brand new EX. Or maybe it's going to be just the fact that right here, this will go up to 6 crystals in the future. Either way, somehow we are going to be unlocking super TMRs. They're going to be incredibly high quality pieces of equipment. And yeah, that's going to be the 4th equipment slot. I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy yet, like dual wielding, although that is a possibility for another edition. That was a major addition back in Brave Exvius, back when Brave Exvius first came out, and then characters started being able to dual wield. That could be an addition here, but I don't think we're going to see it in the game yet, because that would be really hard to balance around, I think. So, and it might be just a little too strong for newer units as compared to older units, and we're in this middle right now of just a bunch of Fest units, and I don't see them devaluing old characters that quickly just quite yet. So let's recap. What am I thinking that we're going to see? We're going to see a major Wotv character get a brand new version, a super strong version that will be very, very meta going forward. I think we're going to see super TMRs and a new level to try and get your characters up to, because there just isn't that much anymore in the way of EXs. What else? I think there will be monsters added as lower tier characters that people will be able to collect and use to expand that pool. And let's see. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't think we're going to see any increase in character cost. That's been a huge sticking point with the fan base on the JP side for this entire year. So I think 100 cost characters will just stay the norm. And besides, they've already started labeling characters as Fest. So that might be a new thing in the future, but since a lot of characters are limited anyway, I don't know. Don't think it'll be that bad, potentially. I don't know. All right, and let's see, what else? Is there any other predictions? Because these were things that I've been thinking about. In terms of game modes, I don't know. They have added things such as the guild raid and, different multiplayer modes and whatnot this year. Different events have come up. So I don't really think that we're probably going to see a brand new type of event. If anything, I hope we're just going to see a return to form in the amount of content that is coming out, in terms of some of the things that have gone a little bit flat this year. I'm hoping that Porcelain Tower will get a bit of more of a reaffirmation. It's one of those things that I think should definitely show up, because it was like 6 months roughly between some of the Porcelain Towers, it felt like, and yeah, that just feels way too long. I don't count the 1.5 year anniversary Porcelain Tower. That's just it just didn't help you with some of the stuff that you needed to get out of Porcelain Tower. So I don't think we're going to see new modes or anything like that. Hopefully, more than anything, we're just going to see a good amount of content, and selection quests and story modes and everything like that are producing a really good amount. Like, there isn't really a shortage of things to do, but I guess we'll see. And one other prediction. No, I will make 2 more predictions to do with summons and vision cards. I think that we will see the introduction of summons 4 stars. I think pretty much most summons at this point have 3 stars. So again, just adding something new to be able to shift to, and that seems to be the way of it. But vision cards, this is one of the things I think that they will want to increase. So in terms of my least favorite prediction, I'm going to say that there will be vision card EXs. Like, we are going up to 5-star vision cards, 6-star vision cards, and they will require a large number of shards, and they will be pretty damn powerful. But here's the fun part. They're not going to be mono element. They are going to be more generalized parties to kind of shift things away, or give a benefit to not just be mono element, but a overall beneficial effect regardless of what element or maybe what damage type you are. And it'll probably cause a fuss in the community. So not necessarily all of my predictions are things you might want to hear, but I do think that they are things that could really, really happen, and we'll just have to wait and see. It's only about 1 week till we'll find out the major plans, but I feel like I've covered a lot of different things that they will be, that could potentially be major updates, and now we just kind of gotta sit back and wait and see if Umbra is super right or just way off. But yes, that's for the game and Wotv stuff, and I think I think. Oh, I guess I mentioned a costume system in the previous video. Sure, add that onto it. In the next video, predictions number 2, we're going to be covering returning collaborations, because there's 2 options for the collaborations that we'll be getting. It could be a returning collaboration, so we'll talk about collaborations that we've got in the past, like Final Fantasy 4, 14, 7, Final Fantasy 1, all of the returning potential collaborations and whether or not I think they'll happen. And then in video 3, we'll talk about brand new collaborations that could happen as well. So lots of stuff still to do. We'll still make those prediction videos, and we'll have our answers soon enough. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.